So in today's video, I'm going to be removing this Winegard antenna. So before you do anything, make sure there's no power. You probably have seen like a yellow flashing light up here. So I'm going to get all these cords detached, get this lap sealant off. I'm assuming this one over here is the power cord, so I'm just unscrewing this little cap to see if I can unplug it, but I can't because it's actually not plugged in right here. It goes inside, it's internal. That cap just seals out the elements or whatever, so couldn't do that one, or it doesn't do much to unscrew that one right now anyway. This other cord, this is the coax cable cord, so this one will be easy. I can see this one will detach. I just need to use like a little wrench or something because it's a little corroded. Get that one off. So there's lots of reasons to take this off. One of the big ones is if you don't use it, which I don't, it always sucks power. So it's on DC power. The minute you turn your van on, this thing's taking power whether or not you have any service or not. I actually tried to enable service for it, but the service I couldn't actually get it to function correctly. So much for that. But I'm also removing this for me because I want to put a roof rack on the van, and this is in the way of where the feet go. So right now I'm trying to get the lap, I'm assuming this is lap sealant. It's actually pretty nice stuff. It forms like a pretty good bond, and it's pretty soft. But that's also kind of a bad thing because it's very tough to kind of peel it. You know, it's kind of messy. Tough in a messy way. It's easy to just kind of start rolling it up into a ball. Just all the remnants are going to be left over. So I need to expose these feet to expose these screws. As you can see, I got them exposed now. I just kind of skipped ahead a little bit. These screws are a self-tapping metal screw. They're all throughout the van. They have the square head. It's like an S2 screw like bit to get them out. They're kind of messy. They put like a white caulking kind of stuff in there, so they're a little gooey when they come out of here. So I'll get these screws out, get them out of the way, and try and lift this Winegard up. I can't remove the dome at this angle because I can't get back to one of the screws. So I'm using the little trim removal tool to kind of cut the lap sealant just a little bit and wedge it under the feet. That way I can start to get it pried up a little. And then, like I said, you can see how gooey it is. It's holding it down pretty well, but once you like start to force it, it kind of lets loose pretty easy. Very surprised how light this thing is. I haven't seen inside one of these, but it feels like it's basically hollow. That's how it feels. So I flipped it up and I saw these Phillips head screws on the bottom of here, so I'm like, oh, I'll just take these off. If I can just get to the power cord this way, and then I can remove the whole dome, or the whole dish as one. So I thought I would just include this because it was kind of funny. But I got all the screws out, I pulled off the bottom plate, and there's just another plate. So can't get to the power cord this way. So I'll have to take the dome off. The dome is held on with these Torx bit screws, maybe, I can't remember how many there were, maybe 5 to 6 of them. Just get those unscrewed and then they can lift up the top dome. When I was messing with it, I could kind of tell that this was going to be basically hollow, but I was a little surprised how little is actually in here. So I'm just kind of tracing out where the power cord goes on the inside, just trying to see. It looks like it goes into the circuit board. As I'm up here doing this, I was thinking to myself that maybe I should try and preserve the power cord, because I might be able to use this power cord for the Starlink. Since this is a 12-volt cord, it's always on when the van's on, once you enable the back of the van. It might be kind of nice to power the Starlink with it if its power is adequate. That's what I'm just kind of worried about. I don't know how much power a Winegard demands or uses, and I don't know how much power this is able to provide. So I'm taking care of what these are just in case. I don't want to short them out. I didn't want to cut them. I didn't want to potentially put like a little short in the line, so kind of separated out the white or the red and the black, put tape on them, and then I'm separating them out. So hopefully I can replace that Starlink cord. That's the Starlink cord going through there. I'll have to take that off and find a new way to do it. Otherwise it's going to be bouncing all around. Now that all those are off, it's time to kind of clean this roof up. Start peeling this away. It's a little tedious. There's nothing hard about it. It just takes a while. See that white caulking stuff is pretty like gooey in there still. So I'll just use the plastic trim removing tool kind of like as like a spatula. I got some Goo Gone. Kind of help take some of the residue off. And I'm just trying to get it like somewhat clean. This is taking a while though, so I'm going to do my way of sealing up the holes because I'm expecting thunderstorms tomorrow. And I want them to have the full time to dry before it starts to storm on them. So I did take a little pause and I made sure the inside of the van still worked. So I made sure the light still worked in the back. You can hear the fan running. That light still works. They say that the Winegard circuit includes the lights on the driver's side rear. So these lights are still working. I have no error codes or nothing, so I think everything's okay. So I'm going to take a little Dremel with a little sanding or a little grinding bit on the end. I'm going to kind of grind these smooth and expose some bare metal before I seal them up. For sealing them up, I ordered these little rubber plugs. And these ones, it's an assorted pack, and I couldn't really pick what sizes. I didn't even know what size I needed. It's the smallest one in the pack, but they fit in just right. I'm going to be using some JB Weld. This it says in the automotive category, so it should dry dark gray. It says still reinforced epoxy. It's set up in like 4 to 6 hours, but it takes 24 hours to dry. So I'm also going to clean the area with alcohol first, just to make sure the surfaces are clean. I got a super specialized tool for mixing it, obviously. I'm going to put a little bit of the JB Weld on the rubber stoppers, or rubber plugs, and then I'm going to put a little bit on the top of the holes. I think the holes the JB Weld's just thin enough that it wouldn't actually go on. I think it would just fall in the hole. Like it's so liquidy. But I kind of like the idea of using these rubber plugs too. So I did the rubber plugs and I squished them down so like some of the JB Weld comes out the side. And I'm going to use the magnets from the Starlink mount and some parchment paper to basically put pressure on these and hold them for the next 4 to 6 hours or so while they set up. I want them to be like super tight when they dry. That way I can help prevent leaks in the long run. Although I'm going to do another thing to this to prevent leaks too. So I think everything is going to be fine. And the transit van roof is so sloped. Like really water doesn't ever pond on here. But got the magnets on. I'll wait 4 to 6 hours, go eat some lunch, come back and check on them. Now coming back, they dried nicely. That one's kind of a mess. This one looks the best, but they are like solid as a rock in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more JB Weld on the top of them and kind of cap them off and spread it out a little bit. That way the whole thing becomes encapsulated. Hopefully no leaks in the future. This one's kind of a mess, but that's okay. I'm going to put a roof rack on, and this is where the roof rack leg goes. So I'll probably have to sand that down when I do that. But luckily JB Weld is sandable, which is another reason why I went with that also for the roof. So this is the next day. So it's like 12 hours of dry time. I just kind of tape those down. I don't know what to do with them yet. Those are solid. So I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. You can see they're a little messy, but they're not too bad. And kind of see where I'm going to probably put vinyl on top of these to help like seal them up completely so no water can get in pretty much ever. Change the vinyl out every couple years. So next step is a roof rack, hopefully. You can see where the feet go. I do have to figure out what to do with this vent pipe for the drain system because it is right in line with how the feet and the side rails are going to be going, but it's for another video. So that's it for this one. I think it looks better. It looks nice. I didn't like looking at that Winegard on the side. So like and subscribe for more content, and thanks for watching.